So I'm going to go over the Sieve of Eratosthenes. So basically, Khan Academy does a really good explanation of it. The Sieve of Eratosthenes is just a way to get all the prime numbers up to n. And in Wikipedia, it does provide a pseudocode algorithm in terms of how to get all the prime numbers up to n. So here we're gonna go through the code. Basically, we take an integer n greater than 1. So basically that's gonna be our upward bound. So we're just gonna create a function from that. So var sieve of e, I'm just gonna call it sieve of e, equals to function, and we're going to take upper bound so this function is basically going to be, say, sieve of upper bound. So if we put in 100 right here, we're supposed to get back all the prime numbers up to 100. And then let's see, let a be an array of Boolean value indexed by integer 2 to n, initially all set to true. So for that, we're gonna, instead of calling a, we're gonna use it to be represented by var table equals to object. So basically this is just an initialization of all the table first, and then we're gonna put each table, a key value pair in the table to represent, the key is going to be representing the integers, and then the value part of it is going to be either true or false. True means it stays a prime number at the end, and then each one will turn false. So we're going to do we're going to loop through var I equals to 2, and as long as it's less than or equal to upper bound, right? And then we're just incrementing it by 1 because we just want to initialize the table, basically. So for that table, then we take I at each time, and we're going to make it equal to true. So basically, at the end of this table, or at the end of this code, every table is going to be looking like this, basically. 2 true, 3 true, 4 true, 5 true, and all the way going up to our upward bound n, which is 100. So it's going to go all the way up. And then the next part, so we're going to try to loop through from the beginning, 2 again, all the way up to the square root of n, but not exceeding it. So for that part, we're just going to do for var I equals to 2 again, as long as it goes and is less than or equal to the square root, the upward bound, and we're going to increment it 1 at a time. Alright, so this is basically that part. And then as it goes through each value, if it stays true, if it's true, then we do the multiple of that, and once we do the multiple of that, we're going to switch those multiples to false, basically. So if the values in the table I equal to true, So basically, if let's say 2 is true, which is going to be true because it's a prime number, it's going to find all the multiples of that, 2, so it's going to be 4, and then it's going to convert this to false. And then when it starts looping through up here, the upward part, it's going to skip 4 because this is going to be false for 4. So basically we're up to here. So now we're going to try to loop through it. So for var, we're going to initialize j to the next value after 2, basically. So it's I times 2, or it could be I plus I, basically. So it's 4. So we're starting off at 4, so because we don't want to change the value 2 to false. So we go from there, and then as long as j is less than or equal to upward bound, basically. And then for the next part, we're gonna set where the next increment of it is, which is we want multiples of 2. So basically it's gonna be j equals to j plus I. In better terms, if you want, it could be plus I here. So basically it sort of looks like this. So when it comes in, when we're still on I equals 2, we start off j at 2 plus 2 equals to 4. And then at the next increment, basically it takes this j, which is 4 plus 2 equals 6. So basically it's 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So each time it just increments it like that. And then from there, we're going to turn those values of j, basically, in the table to false. So once we go through all of this, we have, at the end of the table, a set of values which is true and false. But we don't want to stop there. Basically, we want to, let's see, actually, let's go here, and we're going to do return table, so that we see what table is going to look like. So console.log 100 return table, and then we're going to run table. Okay. Oh, you're right, it did echo it out. Okay, so it's right here. So as you see, 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 4 isn't, 5 is prime, and so on. It goes all the way up to 100, as you see there. Alright, so for that, now we just want to create a table of all the primes. We don't want to confuse, we don't want to have false in here or stuff like that. So for that, we're going to call var prime table equals to an array. We're going to initialize the array for each key, basically in table, which is what we have, and then go from if table P equals to true, so basically we're trying to, if it's equal to true, we're gonna push it or put it into the table like that. And then here we're just gonna echo it out. Prime table, and we should get a table of just 2, 3, and 5. So as you see here, these are all the prime numbers up to 100. And if we change it to 1,000, we go, and these are all the prime numbers up to 1,000.